Usually I just say it. Hey, welcome back to the podcast. Hanging out with my boy Jimmy here. Jimmy Nutrition, Jimmy Hallinan, hanging out. He's a teacher, hanging out in dirty Jersey, as some people like to say, but New Jersey. He's hanging out. He's going to be going back to teaching pretty sometime soon.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
A couple weeks? Okay. But we're hanging out today. We actually had a great conversation earlier. He gave me a call and we were just chit-chatting while I was at work in the morning job. And I'm like, hey, let's record a podcast. Let's talk life today. Let's figure out some stuff that we don't know about each other or something. I don't know. Let's just hit record and talk, right?
Sounds good. I'm always down.
And you were lucky because, you're a teacher, you've taught nutrition for whatever, you're a PE teacher for a long time. You host a podcast with the ROM, the Other Side podcast. I've been a guest on it. Again, I thank you for that. That was very fun. I saw that you came on Daniel's podcast the other day, though, or recently in one of his episodes, and you were recently in a funk. And that was what we talked about earlier, we're talking about our conversation earlier. You're in a funk, you're coming out of it. Movement is medicine.
Yeah.
Take us through a little bit of that.
Yeah, so for a little over a year, early 2024 through literally up till June of this year, just didn't train. Wasn't eating well, was drinking more. I went through a divorce. And it was like there was other things that led to me not training. I got a blackout tattoo, which then I couldn't really work out. And then I ended up getting pericarditis. And I was fine, but I just kind of used that. At that time, I'm going through this divorce, everything, and used that as an excuse to not train. I had other things that were a priority to me, and I think it was a necessary season in my life. And I think it's important for people to understand that there are necessary seasons that they have to go through to learn more about themselves. And and then I would work out every now and then, through the summer. Didn't do much the rest of that year into the spring, and it just got to that point where my blood work was bad, my blood pressure was up, my cholesterol was up, and got to that point where I'm like, I need accountability. I hired a coach, a buddy of mine, Ben, and I've had coaches in the past, and I love having coaches to hold me accountable, to write my programming, to get my brain out of it. It's so easy, for me at least, when I'm doing it myself, to be like, 2 sets was enough instead of that third set, but when somebody's writing it and looking at it, I knew that I needed that. So got a coach again, and since I started with him early June, I've been back consistent, logging everything. My physique has changed, which was not the goal. And I've talked about this a decent amount on social media, is once you get the goal out of your head and you're doing it for the sake of doing it, for what it brings to your life when you're, whatever it is. For me, in this example, it's training. And I did a lot of inner work for a couple of years leading up to this point, and that was my focus over the year, was really figuring out things, learning a lot of patience, a lot of confronting myself. But being back in the gym, training again, eating right, the value that brings to my life is unmatchable, in terms of showing up for yourself, following through with your word, the energy that you feel, it's just more positive view of life when you're treating yourself well. So yeah, that was what was going on, and this is what's going on now, and I feel great, and I'm grateful for that season. And even body image stuff. last summer, not feeling great about how I looked, but then really learning to accept myself for where I was. And I'm sure you deal with it. No matter how good my physique was, there's like insecurities that come with it. You're a nutrition coach, you're a personal trainer, people expect your body to look a certain way, or you think people expect it to look a certain way, and then it's like, oh, are they going to think I should be leaner? Are they going to judge me? And it's all in our own head, So really learning to accept my body where it was and release caring what people think.
Oof,
and then to now, what's that?
That's a tough one. Really caring what people think.
Yeah, and just recognizing that that's all your own thought. It's you creating a story that you think somebody else thinks about you. So really, it's how you're looking at yourself. And I was not happy with, it got to the point where I recognized I'm not happy with my body because of how I'm treating myself. not necessarily how it looks. And that's when it was, I need to get back. I need to be treating myself better. And then it's just allowed me to now be fully accepting of my body, regardless of where it's at, whether it's looking better, whether it's looking worse, and not having a deadline or a timeline. I need to lose this much weight. I want to get shredded by the end of the summer. Just like all that's released. And I just let, if changes happen, they happen. If they don't, they don't. I'm treating myself well and I feel good for that. So that was necessary for me to go through and taking all that time off of prioritizing training, because it was probably a little bit more vanity driven than I realized. I knew it was good for my mental health, but it was probably a little bit more vanity driven.
Okay. Go back a little bit to your how your mental health was. Obviously, we know you talked about going through a divorce, so that's life changing. It's like having a kid, it's getting married. Now that's coming to an end. That chapter's coming to a close. What was your mindset like when that's happening? I mean, obviously anger, which most of the time when you're angry, you want to go do something. You want to work out. You want to release that anger somewhere. What was your mindset like that could have possibly led you down where you're at right now, and
Yeah,
where you were?
it was interesting. I was able to almost observe myself from the outside as I was going through it. I was in such a good place with what led up to getting divorced, in terms of me just recognizing like we have this one life, and and I hate using the word settle, because it's not like I'm settling for somebody, but we settle for a narrative. So I look around at a lot of marriages around me, and a lot of them are experiencing the same thing. Just like, this is what it's like. This is you just, as a man, you got to suck it up and just be there. And I felt like it was unfair for my son to see a loveless marriage. We didn't really do anything together. We didn't sit on the couch together. He wasn't seeing love. He saw us fight. He would ask, "Are you getting divorced?" And it's like, no, it just wasn't even a thought in my mind until that one last fight where it was like, I can't do this anymore. And just, it's the most difficult thing to do. I never pictured myself actually initiating that conversation. I do believe it was a necessary thing. So I knew it was the right decision, even though you have moments of questioning it. Of like, what did you do? Could you have worked it out? What, all those things. So even though it was difficult, it was very difficult for me to see her struggle, to see her feel shocked by it. We had a very amicable divorce, no lawyers, no alimony, no child support. Like, I made it very, I want to fully support in any way that I can, and it was just very smooth. We had a rental property that we sold, which made the financial split very easy. It was able to buy her out of both properties. She was able to buy her own house, which she did, and it's I knew that, even though through it there's a lot of ups and downs. It's like we're all cool, and then all of a sudden there's an issue, and the volume that I've learned about myself and the power of letting go, not realizing how much I tried to control. You know, Even it's not controlling a person, but controlling a narrative. Here's something, it's like, well, no, you got to explain yourself. You want to, no, this is, and that's a form of control, is kind of trying to explain yourself and prove yourself. And if things are being said about you that aren't true, you want to be like, set the record straight. And just to be able to release that I think helped me with being able to release potential body image issues, just to release and let go. And then when you do that, it's so freeing, and you just realize everything works out, and we make it so much worse. So in fitness and nutrition, we make it harder. We resist change. We make it harder by putting deadlines or expectations on things. We make it so much more difficult. So that was probably the biggest thing I learned over that time, was to let go. So even though there's a lot of emotional ups and downs, there was plenty of emotions, plenty of times of frustration and probably anger. I didn't feel a lot of anger, but
You
there was
don't seem
definitely
like
times
an
where,
angry person.
what's that?
You don't seem like an angry person.
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't necessarily feel, I know she felt a lot of anger, and it's understandable, but I would be, angry because something didn't go the way that I expected, or why is this pissing you off, or you're not understanding me, and all that kind of stuff. You get frustrated and maybe a little angry, but yeah. So that's where I was mentally. I was grateful for the work that I did, kind of with my view of life leading up to it, which allowed me to handle it a lot better than I potentially could have. But then looking back, I'm like, God, there were so many times I just made it worse by resisting, whatever the topic was.
Okay, you are a nutrition coach. You help people all the time with their nutrition. You've seen something I could divorce that can change someone's nutrition. It can change their whole out. I don't want to cook anymore. I just don't want to do nothing anymore. I'm just going to binge eat now. I'm going to completely change that entirely. One, did you experience that? I highly doubt that you did. Who knows? Maybe you did. You're telling that story. Two, how do you help your clients like that who are going through that? I'm sure you've helped people through that. What's something that you would tell them to get them through that hump?
Yeah, so for me, I've always had staples, and I talked about that over that time. Even though I was gaining body fat, losing muscle, me and Aram joked about it. I'm like, I'm in a muscular atrophy, adipose hypertrophy phase. It's going really well, uh, and but I had staples like the way that I ate my breakfast, my lunch. I'm not somebody who orders food, door dashes, or anything like that. So I did make most of my meals at home, but I would snack the fuck out of stuff. Like I would be like, I always got to have a bag of Tostitos around, or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And I could just crush a bag of that. So thank God I had the staples that would get my day going. But then by the evening, it would be that I definitely drank more, like I said, because that would be a cause of fights for us as a couple. So I just didn't drink much in the house. And then it was like, well, it's not on me. I wasn't drinking. Like I was setting it up for almost like her to be the problem by not necessarily stopping her from drinking, but by me not participating in it. So then I'm like, oh, I can enjoy a drink. Like I'm fun when I drink. I'm a nice guy. Like
That
it's
is, I will attest to that.
yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, Real Coach is Summit is always fun when we go out
yeah.
after hours.
I know that I'm enjoyable. I don't get angry. I don't start fights with people. I don't say rude things to people. It's not like there's some like rude truth that comes up. I'm just not viewing people like that. I don't talk like that. So I did. So that was probably my doubt, like drinking, which then leads to increased hunger and the I don't give a fucks and just eating snacks and things like
Kicks.
that. Yeah. So I'm grateful how expensive food is when you order out now. I mean, a freaking pizza is like $20 to get delivered to your house. I'm like, F that. I'll buy a 3 pack of Red Baron frozen pies for $10. I'll throw one of them in. For me personally, it was the staples definitely helped me through it, but there was definitely a lot of I don't give a fuck kind of stuff like later in the day, and then alcohol and stuff like that. With clients, it really is. It's going back to I think it's so fundamental for people to establish their values and figure out their values. And I ran a few groups over this past year while dealing with everything we just talked about of doing the inner work. And one of the first things is discovering your strengths. And there's websites to do this and find out what your strengths are. Uncovering your values, and I like to say uncover instead of discover because it's there already. You just don't know. Versus discovering is like something out there that's unfound. Like all the answers are inside. So I think when we start to go back to if you do establish what your values are, now it's are your actions in alignment with that? And that's the hardest part is taking the action. You can spend all this time reflecting and thinking about things, but action is what puts those values into motion, and that's where you reap the reward. And that's why even my stories today, like I don't want to work out, but I know how I'm going to feel afterwards, and this is in line with what my values are. So I think that's key is going back to that, helping people release deadlines, and then also a part of that inner work group was reframing self-limiting beliefs. And I think a lot of people get stuck in these self-limiting beliefs. They don't see the scale move quick enough, so then they go right back to that self-limiting belief of like it's just not for me. This is who I am. I've been overweight my whole life. I can't do it. And that's a self-limiting belief. So when you feel that self-limiting belief, it's okay. Now, do you have any evidence? Because you do, to show the opposite. And it's like, what do you mean? Well, have you ever lost weight? Well, yeah, once I lost like 40 pounds, but then I gained it all back. Okay, so you have evidence that you can lose weight. Well, yeah, okay. So let's release that self limiting belief Now, what's causing you to gain the weight back? Was it because you had this deadline or this goal? So once you achieve the goal, you just stop doing it? So now you're basically saying your value is the scale. It's like, no, my value is like to be healthy, to take care of myself. Okay, so then why did you stop? And when you kind of can confront somebody with that, then hopefully it can get them out of their own head and start to take action again. It's like to try to get people to never complain about something that's not in line with their values.
That is very powerful. That's what we try to do
Yeah.
as coaches.
Yeah, like I
Find
don't know if
something.
anybody says like one of my values is weighing 125 pounds.
No one says.
So why are you complaining about the scale not moving?
Yeah.
You know,
I rarely ever talk about the scale number with my clients. It's just something I don't do. How do you feel? How's your energy levels? How's your sleep? How's your clothes fitting? That's kind of the route that I go. That number can fluctuate no matter what. It'll go up and down. I mean, you know that.
yeah, people miss out on so many wins, and they miss out on so much progress because they're not even recognizing it. Like all the things you just said. It's like, yeah, I do have more energy.
Yeah, my
I'm
hip
not
doesn't hurt.
winded walking up a flight of steps anymore. And you're ignoring all of these wins because the scale didn't move quick enough. And that's the sad part. It's like, well, why are you doing this in the first place? So I could play with my kids. Everybody likes to go to like this default, so I can be there for my kids, so I can get on the ground with my kids. Okay, are you able to? Well, yeah, I mean, it's not as difficult to do that now. It's easier. Okay. So then you're moving towards your goal. Why are you complaining about the scale not moving quick enough? And it's understandable. We're saying it with this attitude right now, but it's like, we get it. I get it.
Yeah,
But to
for those that
reframe it,
don't get it, yeah, it's
yeah,
reframing it for those that don't get it. And sometimes you see those clients that want to give up after 3 or 4 sessions or 3 or 4 nutrition consultation calls and those weekly calls because they're not seeing it. But that's part of the progress of enjoying this, of enjoying your life. You're in charge of it. You can put the spin on it however you want. You hired me to help you find that reason, and we're finding it. Just go with it now.
yeah.
And that's the hard part for people is they don't have the patience to, or and being a father, going through your divorce, being a nutrition coach, how do you have the patience to sit with your son and explain those things that have just gone through your life with them so that later on in his life it won't happen, or he'll at least be aware of that. And from what you've already told me and the conversations you have with your son, he's very aware of things. He can
He's
spot things out
very,
right away.
he's
He's a
very
very, yeah.
aware. Yeah. I saw. There was. It's fun because I think about how growing up, like I didn't know anything that was going on with my parents. When they were struggling financially, we had no clue. You know, um, nothing was told to us. And then I'm doing like the opposite. And I'm like, am I saying too much? I'm like, I might be saying too much, and maybe he'll end up going swinging back the other way. But we do have really good conversations, and I love seeing how his brain works, and I love offering different perspectives. Um, if he's feeling a certain way, but to me it seems like he's handling everything very well, accepting this is what it is. It sucks, going back and forth every week to a different house. It sucks. Um, we try to make it as easy as possible, but yeah, it's just being there, listening. By having catches, going for walks with them. That's when they start talking. I don't try to force anything, and he'll usually just end up kind of opening up and just let him. I just let him talk, And now we're at that point where it's like he's having body image issues. He's talking about things. Then I just talk to him about, hey, the work that has to be done. And I was like, dude, this could be the biggest blessing for you that you're feeling this way right now, because you're gonna probably get to a point where you're gonna work hard to change something, where all these other friends of yours that might be all skinny and not care about it right now, maybe they won't develop that work ethic. So look at this as a gift right now that you're not. And he's not a big kid, and I'm always around like, dude, you're fine. But if this is how you're feeling, you got to do something, potentially about it. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I talked to him about it. I don't even know if that answered anything right there.
I mean, you wear different hats, so it's kind of like hard to sometimes, like as a parent, am I wearing dad hat? Am I wearing teacher hat? Am I wearing coach hat? Yes, they're all wrapped into the same domain bubble, but sometimes you have to wear those different hats.
Yeah,
Sometimes he doesn't want to talk to dad right now. He wants to just let that fuck it's out and cuss like he would in front of his coach.
yeah,
You know? So
Yeah,
sometimes you have to, which hat am I wearing? And that goes back to being aware of who you're talking to. It goes back to some emotional intelligence, emotional maturity we were talking about earlier in our off camera phone call that we had.
yeah,
Having that is tough. A lot of people don't have that. They don't know how to read a room, and that's something that I
yeah,
enjoy about you is that you know how to read a room, you know how to interject, you have that energy level that can be the center of attention, or you can just kind of kick back and just let everyone do their thing, you know?
yeah. Yeah. I can get caught up. Somebody starts listening to me start talking. I can keep going. There's no doubt about it. I fully recognize that. But yeah, sometimes it's funny because I've met people at conferences and they're like, "You're so like energetic on social media," and then here like you're not really like. I'm like, I'm just standing. I'm just here. I'm just a regular guy. And they're like intimidated. Like I felt weird coming up and saying hi. I'm like, I'm a nobody. I don't think I'm a nobody. You don't have to ever feel that way. So those are always kind of weird moments. You get to see how people perceive you in different ways.
I'm definitely a little opposite. I'm an energy fucking bubble when I'm at the conferences. You see me,
Yeah,
I'm just fucking talking to everybody, bouncing around. It just for me that invigorates me. You know, I do the thing by myself all the time, so those in-person events really invigorate me. Seeing my friends, yourself, Brian's, and Alex's, and Chris, all the everyone.
yeah,
When we see them in person, it's like, man, what's going on with you? What's new?
yeah,
And that those are those connections that I enjoy. You know, and for my personal self, I just hit the 1,000 mark on my Instagram. I don't care about that, but it's because I've been trying to do these IG lives with my
yeah,
one of my trainer friends, Tyson. I don't care about that because it's the people that I've met in person. Most of the people that have those tens and 20,000s followers, for the most part, they've never met them. Most of those people in person, they're usually just followers online. I
I
like
got you.
my Instagram stuff is that people that I've actually met. I've shaken your hand. I've said what's up to you. We've had a conversation.
Yeah,
Something across a board that way.
yeah. No, I love the in-person stuff. Some of my closest non-local friends are my closest non-local friends are from meeting from conferences. You know, it's wild. You just put yourself
It
in that
really is.
room.
I couldn't agree more. I came into the fitness industry relatively later in life. You know, I probably during the pandemic is when I kind of started personal training. But I was a football coach before that. But going to those conferences, I've met so many people with them, and they're the reasons why I go. It's not necessarily learning the stuff there. Yes, I'm still learning, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
But it's those connections, man. It's those.
yeah,
I can have this right now with you. We literally say, all right, let's record a podcast. Let's
yeah.
talk
That
about
is.
life right now.
Yeah, there's no doubt in the. I mean, I'd say the past at least 2 years, probably three. I don't think I've ever gone to a conference with the intention of actually learning anything. Like flat out. I mean, it's just very rare that I'm there and I'm like, oh, that's a new piece of information I can implement with somebody. You know, and I'm like you. I got into. I mean, I'm 46. I got into this online coaching. I don't know, maybe 8 years ago or so. I was a personal trainer for LA Fitness back when I was 21 in college. I became like the assistant manager of the training department at 21 years old. I'm like, what the hell? I look back and go, how the hell is a 21-year-old the assistant manager of the training department? They called me Slim Jim because I was the only guy not on steroids.
Wow. Wow.
And I became the boss. Um, yeah, after a handful of conferences, I'm like, I'm grateful that I got into it older. You know, I'm not some like 24-year-old who thinks he has all the answers and is telling a 45-year-old mom to find the time. I got my master's in this stuff, and it's you learn everything's bullshit. It all goes back to the basics. I did a year-long functional health mentorship. It all goes back to the basics. There's protocols and things you can do, but at the end of the day, even those protocols go back to the basics: real food, protein, variety in your fruits, veggies, berries. Reducing highly processed foods, sleep hygiene, all that stuff. It all goes back to the basics.
It's so crazy that some people just can't even master the basics, and that's why they hire us. It's their lifestyle goes so crazy, they can't figure this out. This goes out of whack. Well, let's take a look at that, and that's why that's why they hire us. And you say you've been doing it for 8 years, roughly,
Roughly. Yeah.
and you just kind of said that everything goes back to the basics. In the last 8 years, what's a nutrition myth that you no longer believe?
Every time I hear this quote, I can never remember what I used to believe. um, Hypertrophy occurs in a certain rep range. You have to be in this rep range for hypertrophy, this rep range for strength. It's not necessarily the case. Um, I used to devalue carbs. Now I value them. You know, used to not think that they were awesome. You
But
know
they
that,
are.
yeah. Um, and yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything from when I started coaching that I've changed things on. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I feel like I always went into things with a curious mind. Like when I was younger, it was like you'd hear about something. It's like, all right, let me try it, see how I feel. So I've tried all the things, but not necessarily because I was convinced it was the way. You know, definitely had my moments where it was like, I cut back carbs and this is what's happening. This is the key. I remember thinking that at one point. Now I value them and love them. It's
Is that the
that's
carbs
one thing.
calling?
That's the cars calling. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's always a tough one for me to answer.
You've been in the game for a long
What
time.
about
Things
you?
don't change, man. Uh, what's something that I probably earlier in my before I started becoming a personal trainer and not even during my football time, probably just taking the supplements. Like I would always
Mm,
take BCAAs and glutamine and stuff like that. But that's also at the time I really didn't have a decent nutrition plan for myself. I had no basics for myself. I was this bachelor dude, just I didn't care. I was the young football coach, just doing everything. So that would probably be it. Just I don't take any of those supplements anymore at all.
yeah.
I don't tell my clients to take them. It's just protein and creatine. That's
Yeah.
really it.
That's it. Yeah, it's like, oh, BCAAs. Oh, so protein already broken down. So if I
Gotcha.
eat enough protein, I'm getting my BCAAs. Okay.
For me, the longest time, it was just my go-go juice. I really just love drinking that juice, dude. Just the flavors of it were just phenomenal while you're working out.
Yeah.
But I'm not want to pay 60 to 60 bucks or whatever it was. I don't know how much it is anymore. I don't
Yeah,
want to
it's
pay
like,
for that, so I don't.
yeah, you could throw some Crystal Light in if you want some flavor.
That's it. Call it a
You know,
day. And after that, guzzle it down with the quick genius shot, and we're good to go.
get some more genius shots.
They're out of stock right now, man. We gotta
Are they?
wait. Yeah, we've been waiting for a while for that. I think Nick keeps saying the end of August that they'll be back, so
Okay.
I think we're right around there.
Yeah, they're nice. For like, I need to get some more protein, but I'm not really hungry. I'm kind of out of calories. If you're tracking everything, they're a nice way to get a quick 23.
That's it. Quick 23.
But yeah,
I love those things. For those that have seen my reel, I did this 1980s reel of someone tossing me a genius shot. Jimmy redid that for me, and he turned it from black and white to color because I didn't know how to do that, and he's the one that did that for me. So thank him for that.
yeah. That's. I'm just picturing that when I saw that. I was like, I'm just picturing it's all those infomercials were like, "Are you tired and grumpy? Does
That's
your knee
exactly what.
hurt?" And it's all black and white.
That was the whole idea. I'm not very. My media is very just bland. Just here, boom,
Yeah,
whatever Instagram stuff. I don't put in shot. I don't do any of that other stuff. It's just here you go. Here's the message. Take it away. Go run
yeah,
with it. That's kind of
yeah,
how I do it.
yeah. There's times where I'm like, yeah, this. I'll need to change this for the effect, like for like a commercial type of thing like that. I'm like, I'd have to make it black and white and then color. For everything else, yeah, I'm not doing like post production stuff anymore. Or any of that. Shoot a video,
Call it a
talk,
day. That's it.
post it.
Yep. That's it. That's it. It's funny. So many people need the right angle. They need the high focused equipment, and I get it. It gives you the views and all that other stuff to have more outreach. But after all that outreach, how many people are you really talking to?
Yeah,
It's usually just the people who follow you.
yeah, it's too much work. I think it's swinging in a different direction where it's a little bit more like raw. People are posting a little bit more raw. Um, but I just don't pay that much attention to what's going. Usually, if something's too overproduced now, I just swipe. I'm like, this is already too much going on right now.
I'm right there with you on that. I'm like podcasts. If you have a huge podcast following, I'm probably not gonna listen to you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like unless you're a friend of mine who I know, I'm more than likely like Rogan. Don't even. He's not even in my realm anymore. I pay zero attention to that. I don't listen to it. It's
Yeah,
literally the small ones. Daniels and Brian's, and I'm big on George's. George is really cool. His little Fitleet one that he sends you the questions and you answer them. I really enjoy that little format that he does. He had a really good one with Becky on the other day. I mean, he's got to do one with you. Got to get you on
yeah.
that.
I think we had him on. I believe years a couple years ago. I think we did. I know I met him at a conference a couple times.
Oh, he's a great dude.
Um,
I love hanging
but
out with
yeah,
George. He was great.
he's such a positive dude.
Literally the word you took out of my such a positive dude.
Yeah, yeah. He just glows. Well,
He
you're the same way
radiates
though.
at conferences.
That guy. I am full of rage and anger at
Ah,
home.
little man, rage, walking around rage. That's why I take care of myself.
Yeah,
You
why
know,
aren't you 6 feet tall?
look at my parents, man. That's that right there. We're short little Native Americans on this side over here that are. That's it. We're short.
Dude, my son's always telling me I'm short. I'm like, I'm 5'10". He's like, you're short. I'm going to be taller than you one day. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not going to be taller than me. And there's a small chance, but probably
You
not.
don't think he's gonna be taller than you?
I don't know. My little brother's 6'5".
Oh, he's gonna be taller than you for sure. Your
But
son will
like,
be taller than you.
yeah, I mean, the doctor's estimated 5'8" plus for him. But I mean, those things can obviously change.
I'm saying 6'2" right now.
Nah, I'm thinking 5'8", 5'10". I don't know. We'll see. I'll be
How
very
how tall
happy
is he right
for him.
now?
Just about 5 foot. He's 12. He's going to be 13 soon.
Okay, so he's right around 15, 16 is when he's gonna hit that spurt.
Yeah, he's on the shorter side. He's noticing now a lot of his friends are like sprouting up taller than him.
Okay. Maybe he's gonna be a late bloomer.
He might be a late bloomer. He
Yeah.
might just be steady climb. You never know. But that was like how my little brother was. He just started growing. It was like when he was 12, he was wearing a size 12 shoe all of a sudden. And then it was like 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15. I think he capped out at a 15 or 16 shoe size.
Jeez.
Yeah, ridiculous. I'm the only one. I'm the only guy in my house under 6 foot.
Well,
Growing. Yeah, my
okay. Well,
brothers.
he definitely has the genes to get over 6 foot,
But
though.
then
So
on the
he'll probably
mom's
get
side,
there.
it's short.
Oh.
You
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
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 We'll figure out a monetary bet. Is he going to be? We'll just stick with taller than me or shorter than me.
There you go.
That'll be the over under. My height will be the over under.
Call it a day on that one right
We'll
there.
call it a day. It's a win win either way for me. If I'm taller than him, win. If he's taller than me, win because then he's happy. He's into baseball and he did wrestling last year for the first time in sixth grade. I'm always so excited for him. I wish we could all be like this. He's just open to trying something new. I mean,
That's
sixth
awesome.
grade, I would be petrified to join wrestling. I don't know what I'm doing. These kids are going to kick my ass. And he's just like, I want to try it. At 11, he started playing baseball. And these people are like, that's kind of late, man. Like, a lot of these kids are already committed to year-round baseball travel team. He's like, I want to play. And he excelled at it. Like, you couldn't tell the difference between him and the people that were playing for years. And we didn't have, like, a legit catch until he was probably 10. Like, he was, like, afraid of the ball. And then he's just picked up on it, and he loves it. But now middle school sports looks like they're cut. So hopefully something changes where we can do, like, a pay-to-play because the after school wrestling, he actually enjoyed the training aspect of it, like
Gotcha.
the workout. He saw changes in his body and his endurance, and he enjoyed that. He got his ass kicked every match, and he was okay. It was like the progression for him was crying less over the season.
Oh, wow.
It was like, and that was
Oh,
huge.
okay. As a parent, it's such a big thing right now because everything is so specialized. I want my kid just to do football year round, only football, nothing else. I see that a lot out here. Only basketball, only
So bad.
baseball, whatever. I think that's terrible. And
It's
again, I'm
awful.
not a college graduate. I didn't go to college, but I think that's terrible.
All the
It doesn't
research
develop.
shows it's terrible.
It doesn't develop. They
Yes.
don't develop any skills. Zero
Overuse
skills for everything.
injuries, burnout from the parents and the kids, all of these things happen. There is zero research supporting. I mean, this was a thing that we talked about in my graduate program in exercise science was specifically this. And look at the research. I mean, there is zero research showing anything positive about being a single sport athlete at 10 years old. Most of these kids, even I remember back in the day when my son was born, he was like 4 or 5 years old, and I like the idea of him potentially wrestling. I never really talked to him much about it, but I asked the wrestling coach, when's the best time for like a kid to start wrestling? He goes, without hesitation, sixth grade. I was like, really? He goes, we did a whole thing in our youth wrestling program. Most of the kids that started earlier quit before they were in high school. They were burnt out from these long tournaments year round, the late practices, parents were burned out. He goes, sixth grade. He goes, there's no difference. You could have been doing this since you were 5. You could have started when you were 12. Same result at the end of the day. You might suck the first couple of years, but you're going to catch up really quick. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it. For me, I could care less what he does. I just want him doing something each season for now, until he gets to the age where it's okay. Schoolwork's maybe a little too much. This isn't a sport that you're really enjoying. You can take a season off, kind of a thing. But it's like, all right, in the fall, what are you doing? He did soccer, and then he hated it, and now he does fall ball for baseball. Winter will be wrestling. Spring will be baseball and rugby. which this year we'll see if he'll do both or not. He wanted to do both last year. And then he swims in the summer, gets up, rides his bike to the pool, and is on the swim team.
Man, he has a great little life there. Like I said, I see a lot of single sports. I hate it, can't stand it. A lot of that is just rules changing from time to time. That's just how it was when we were younger. You weren't allowed to like play football after the season was over. Now you can literally just go around all the time and just continue going. I had a question for you, and I don't know where I went with that, but yeah,
Well, it takes
it
the
just goes
fun
all.
out of it. It takes the fun out of it too. It's not fun. It's like the whole point of rec sports was for kids to be able to play and have fun. When we were growing up, because most people might not realize this about you from looking at you, but you're going to be 40.
Yeah, I am gonna be 40.
And like when I was
Thank
growing up,
you.
there was a travel team and there was a rec team. If you made the travel team, you were on that, or if you didn't, you'd be playing rec. Now your kid doesn't make the travel team; you just start a new travel team. I mean, there's so many friggin' travel teams. They're charging 3, 4, 5, 6+ thousand dollars to be on some
Easy.
travel team, and they're telling these parents, if you want this kid to play high school, they got to get in these showcase leagues. These coaches need to see them. I don't know one high school coach who pays attention to that shit. I remember my neighbor in like 8th grade was like, I want to play basketball at the high school, but I heard if you don't play travel, you're not going to make the team. And I told him, I go, dude, I know the coach. He's got better things to do than to scout middle school travel team basketball. He'll see you at tryouts. If he thinks that you can help them win, you'll make the team. If he doesn't, then you won't. And the kid made the team. Played all 4 years.
Literally, all you gotta do is show up for that season, for that sport, and you'll be fine. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna give you my eyes from from a coach's point. Doing it for many years, seeing it. The one gripe that I have would be when you're at a different sport, some of those coaches weren't as involved. They weren't showing up. The programs weren't as strong, whatever. So they weren't getting their lifts in. And now when they come back to us, it would be like, damn, they're completely far behind on skill. They're nowhere near where the program is. That would be my only gripe. But now that I am older, I can see you need to be involved with stuff year round. I mean, you're developing those motor skills, different mobility stuff, blah blah, for your sport. It's only going to enhance it.
Yeah. And I think there's a difference when you're in high school and
Yeah,
you're like, this is my sport.
yeah.
This is the one I love. This is what I excel at. This is what I want to focus on. And if that wants to be your focus year round, I do have a different view of that. But these 9, 10 year olds, year round soccer, it's like, Jesus. And half the times I see parents post about like they're there at another tournament, wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I'm like, for real? Nowhere else? Then 3 hours away from your house, watching your
There's,
kid play soccer, and then sitting around for 7 hours until the next game. Like, really?
yeah.
I'm like,
There's national champ. There's just so many national champions and again travel teams and this and that. Where they're championship this and championship that. It's like yeah, it really doesn't matter till you get to high school. And
and then
again,
what kind of?
I'm not trying to shit on you that you have this accomplishment, but now it really again it doesn't matter until you get to high school.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, and it's
A
like,
league can fold right away, and it's not going to matter.
yeah, I mean, ego, character building. I mean, awesome. You're the best 10 year old. What happens when you're 14 and all the other kids now caught up to your early growth spurt, and the kids that started sports a little bit late, who ended up being a natural athlete at that, come in, and now you're not the all star. And just that blow to the ego. And can you even handle not being the best anymore because you were the best 10 year old?
And those are the kids that we usually had a hard time transitioning to second
God,
team,
yeah.
third team, or whatever because and those are the ones with the hovering parents, and you see a natural domino effect to that. Like
It's political. What do you have against my son? His abilities? That's the only
his
thing we
people
have against.
skills, like can he communicate
Yeah.
with us? Can he talk? Can he, is he showing up? Is he doing his stuff? Yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah. I remember the soccer coach at the high school told me one time they cut a kid. Parent called a meeting with the athletic director and him, and her defense was that it's ridiculous he got cut. He plays travel soccer, and even all the other parents on the travel team were shocked that he didn't make the team. And I don't know what the guy said. He didn't tell me what he said. I don't think, but in my head, I'm going, every kid that tried out's on travel soccer. And what do you think the parents are going to tell you? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Your kid's not that good. Like, how's that your argument that your kid should have made the team? So it's exactly what you just said. The hovering parents, and it's a blow to these kids' ego. And
it's a
yeah,
blow to their growth. You're not like you're handicapping them at that point. To me, like you're
yeah,
not letting them grow. you're taking away their delayed gratification, and
Yeah,
I'm very big on that. You're
yeah,
taking away that work that they're putting in to see the outcome of something.
yeah. And then as adults, that's again, it's one of the things I did in the group was like finding fun again. I mean, such a key part of your health is enjoying life. I think it was Harvard just came out with that study that said like the number one factor for a long life is the relationships that you have and the community that you're involved with, more than any of the other things. And adults just lost fun. And when you have your kid competing at a high level, you it's enjoyable for them when they're winning, and it's enjoyable for you to be able to tell all your other parents how great your kid is. But is it really fun for them? And like we're stealing this youth from them. I feel like, and then that's going to carry over in their adulthood. I think a lot of parents are missing fun in their life, and the only fun they have is drinking. Let's get together, have some drinks. Live a little. You deserve it. And then the person who tries to stop drinking, they're told, "Come on, have a little fun." It's like you're my friend. You're telling me I'm not fun because I'm not drinking, and we've lost fun and enjoyment. Everything's so serious and intense, and the hustle grind culture that was going on a handful of years there. Luckily, I'm seeing a little bit less of that, and it's easy to get caught up in. But it's like you're here for this one life, and you hustled and grinded. Cool.
Grind until the wheels fall off.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier today. It was like the idea of people's vacation. So much of it is just finding a different beach with clear water where you're going to drink mixed beverages, get hammered, and pass out on the beach and take your pictures of your feet through the water, and you call it traveling and experiencing life. You're just going to the same spot in different locations. But there's so much stuff right here, mountains, views, hiking stuff. I mean, those are experiences that you remember forever. It's like when I think about experiences, it's experiences. It's not. Oh, I'll never forget when I was on that beach. There's one beach that blew my mind. Outside of
Which one
that,
was that?
Siesta Key in Florida. It's on the Gulf side, and what blew my mind about it was that the sand did not get hot. It was weird as hell. And apparently it's just kind of in that area. I'm sure there's other places somewhere in the world, whatever, but I remember it was hot, like 95 degrees out, and there was a decent amount of sand to get back to where we were staying. And I started walking, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be hot." And then I'm like, wait, it's not hot. I'm just walking. I'm like, it's not hot. The sand was not hot to the touch, and it was a foreign thing to me. And apparently, it's like, yeah, it's like a different material that's creating the sand there naturally that doesn't get hot. So that
Wow.
one blew my mind.
That
Non hot
remind,
sand in 95-degree sunny weather. It was weird.
that reminds me of where my family's from, New Mexico, Muscalero, the reservation over there. It's White Sands, New Mexico. It's like the only area where you're just going through pitch black and boom, it's just white for miles around. It's actually like federal land now. You can't even touch the sand or type stuff. But yeah, it's just crazy. White Sands, New Mexico, right outside Muscalero, Ruidoso, New Mexico. It's pretty crazy over there. It's just white.
So the sand's one color and then it just changes?
It just changes. Yeah, the entire area is like all black everywhere, and then in just one area is just white. You can see it like on the map. It's crazy. It's weird.
Yeah, that's the stuff I'd rather go and see.
Yeah, right next to the res. It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't
Earlier
even
you
know
were
they're
talking
marked.
about having, or you talked about the study about having the network and the community to
Yeah.
having long-lasting life. Do you think having too many networks or too many communities takes away from that?
Potentially, if you're not truly invested in it. I mean, it's like a high school kid who's trying to build his resume and he's involved in 20 clubs but doesn't do anything, with them. So potentially, I could see it being an issue if there's
Too
too
many.
many.
If there's too many. I
I
always
don't think
think
it's
about
like
that too.
finding another one's going to be the key. If you have good support, good community, good relationships, I don't think the key is finding more and more. I think it's deepening the ones that you have.
Pouring into those buckets more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not super interested in a long life. I'm much more interested in a wide life. So it'd be the same kind of thing. Like I'm not interested in having 1,000 friends. I'm interested in being able to have deeper conversations and being just real and vulnerable and authentic in the relationships that I do have. I don't need any more like surfacey friendships.
Yeah, for a while I was always looking at myself like, damn, do I have too many like networks and people like? I was going, we're all going through stuff in life, and I had to reach out to my network, to the main people that I do. So it's my football coaches that I've always been around, my football coaches, my drum group, my Bear Springs in the powwow community, and then it's my fitness friends, like you guys. I
Yeah.
talked about the Real Coaches Summit, my Show Up Fitness peeps. So I've been reaching around to my group and kind of like talking to them, talking to me, having those networks and having those communications with different people and those relationships, that's my therapy.
Yeah.
That gets my ideas out. I
That
don't have
doesn't
to go
sound
to a
like too many.
therapist. Yeah, I don't have to go to
Yeah.
a therapist. I go to my friends because they know me. They've seen me grow up. They know how I respond to to things. They know how my patterns are, those types of things. And they're going to be very honest with me, probably more so than having to explain my whole life to a therapist. I have that network of people that I can go to that I trust. They trust me back and forth because I've been pouring into them for many, many years over time.
And they call you out in action.
Absolutely.
That's where, and I talked about this recently on a podcast and with a guest that we had, was talk therapy is nice and all for you to maybe uncover where some things came from, but there has to be action that's taken. If no action is taken, you can be like, oh, that's why I'm so angry from that thing that happened in my childhood. That's why I put a wall up from that thing in my childhood. That's why I'm seeking attention from women because of that thing in my childhood. Whatever it might be. Cool. Now what? Are you going to start changing behavior? Are you going to start changing the way that you're treating people? There has to be action. Oh, this is why I self sabotage with eating and why I go to food to deal with my emotions. Ah, because when I was a kid, that's how my mother showed love, was feeding us, was buying snacks. And oh, you're in a bad mood. Let's go get ice cream. That's why I keep doing that, because it's a soothing thing from my childhood. Now what? Now you recognize you have to take action on it, or else you're just going to keep following those same patterns. So there is that line between like the talk therapy and then action needs to be taken. So hopefully, if somebody is speaking with a therapist, they have somebody who's reinforcing like you need to take action on this.
Man, going through those things for a very long time in my life was action. I told you earlier, I don't have a relationship with my father. And for those that are listening to this, I'm going to open up about it. He had he had a stroke a couple weeks ago. And I don't know how I feel about it because I don't have that relationship with them. But I have my relationship with the networks. They know how I am responding to them. And it sucks because the reason why he doesn't live with us is because he's never taken action on his life. His mom got divorced when he was younger, and he never wanted to change from that. And it sucks because it came to me. I had to deal with it. And for a long time, man, I had a problem with that. Until recently, I said, fuck it. I'm not dealing with that no more, man. Because it was weighing me down. All my friends knew about this my entire life. Like, I'm so positive outside of social media, but when it comes to it, it sucks for me. And that's what I dealt with for a very long time, man. I'm so happy that I'm done with that shit. But now it's like, I gotta be there for my mom and my brother. Because they're going through shit now. So I gotta be emotionally intelligent about it. Yeah, I'm fucking weeping right now like a baby, but who cares? I don't. I have to be there for my family and be that leader that they need. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
No,
had to
man,
get
it's
that out.
heavy.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, thank you for feeling comfortable to with me. So I
Mr.
appreciate it,
Biscuit,
man.
how wouldn't I be, man?
What's that?
I said you're Mr. Biscuit. How wouldn't I be?
Now it's and that's tough, man. And then there's still stages that are going to come after this, of
100%.
forgiveness and I've thought about this a lot with my relationship with my parents, especially my mom, knowing what her upbringing was. And I think that we have this power, not that it's our job or it's our role, but we have this power to create so much healing for our. I'm gonna cry.
Let it out. It's all good.
We have this ability to to create so much healing for our parents, um, because they did what they knew, and when you start to understand their childhood and them just acting out of default, or doing everything out of default, when we get a little bit of enlightenment, a little bit of awakening, to be able to then have that conversation with a parent of saying like, I know why this was the way it was, and I love you, and I forgive you, and I'm sorry that you had to go through what you went through. And to be able, there's probably so many parents that there's that tension and that pain and that anger and that resentment, and it's like they might be looking at you going like, I can't do anything right for this kid, he doesn't know what I did for him. And it's like they're feeling, and it's to be able to offer potentially healing to our parents, I think can be so powerful. And I think that if we're open to that, and just wait for the right time or take action on that when you're ready to have that conversation, I think it can be a really powerful moment.
Being the human that I am, I've always been open to conversations with him, and I've had numerous of those. Hey, man, I forgive you. We got into a fight. I kicked his ass one time. I got into a fight with him, kicked his ass. Then a day or so, and yeah, I had to little anger blow up over it. Within a day, hey, man, I love you. I'm sorry. Nothing changed from that though.
It's
Those
not
actions were
received.
still.
Yeah.
Nothing ever changed from him for nothing. He just always wanted to stay angry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at that point, now you're taking me down and taking my mom down, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't, I
not
don't want to
letting
deal with
go.
that no more, man. It wasn't. And what I've come to realize is because of what I found out after his stroke, he has dementia now. He may not even. I may not even get that conversation with him again because he may not even remember me, And I've already come to terms with that. Like when I said I was done with it, I kind of knew that I was never going to get that because he's not that type of individual. He's had numerous amounts of times. We've had those cries, those talks, the traditional way, the native way, however you want to do it, the red road, whatever you want to talk about. We've done that, but it never changed. And that's something that I'll live with, and I get that now, and I have my network to go to that.
Yeah.
So enough with that emotional stuff right now. We can do that later, right?
No, I think it's a powerful thing. And then it goes in that same theme of letting go. Like you did what you can do and you let go. And it's so hard to do that, to like truly let go and be like and be at peace with it. And sometimes just accepting it might take time to get to that place, but um yeah, good for you, man.
It's tough, man, but I'm happy where life's at because of what health and fitness has brought me. It's brought me the ability to move. Movement is medicine. You talked about it earlier. The ability to move will change your mood.
Yeah, and Paul O'Neill we had on recently, and I was on his. Um, One of the things that really jumped out when he's talking to me, one of the first things that he discussed with clients is that fitness is a way. I think you said a little bit better than a way. Fitness is whatever the form of self development. Everything is about self development as a human. So that fitness, we're doing this stuff that's difficult. We're pushing those extra reps. We're showing up every day because we're actually developing as a human being by simply taking that action. So I think it's like if we're looking at it in that way, it is, like the ultimate form of self development, or like really a gateway to self development. All the lessons that you learn in the gym are applicable to life.
Tell me about it. Again, that's why we're in this life, man. That's why we
Yeah.
do what we do to help people out. But let me,
Yeah.
let me shift gears here and ask you, like, taking care of yourself physically and mentally, how has that affected choosing a life partner, or how can it affect choosing a life partner or having better relationships with somebody
Yeah.
down the line?
Yeah, we're all different ages. For me, it's very, yeah. I mean, that was not a priority for my ex. We had seasons where we did things together, but it wasn't a priority. Um, we're in a potential culture now. You see some things like these incel guys. They're doing nothing to develop themselves, and then they're demanding women's attention. How come women aren't into me? And they're not. They're doing nothing. So one, I think if you're taking care of yourself, it's going to broaden the market, I guess you could say, when it comes to who's a potential available partner. I was thinking about it after we were having a conversation with finding somebody. It's so tough. Like you think about like the dating apps and all that. And if you're a pretty self-aware on a path of healing or awakened, it can be tough finding someone in those spaces because a lot of people who maybe are really taking care of yourself or are a little bit more awakened or emotionally healed, they might not even be on there. So we're finding these people potentially in these apps that are just seeking attention. It's like going to a bar and the person who's like done to the nine trying to seek attention that might not, for me, be the person I'm attracted to. It opens up the spectrum of who's available to you. It it's something I think that could be a massive bonding thing. You know, if you're with a partner who's also in the same wavelength of training, and especially if for me at least, my goal of training is not to just be training. My goal of training is to be able to enjoy life and experience a little bit more of life. So if that's the partner that I'm with is that's also their reasons, then it can be great. The level of accountability that you can hold each other to of like, hey, I'm noticing this. Let's really prioritize this because we know the benefit of this or whatever it might be. I think it's just my biased opinion. It's like you're going to have a healthier, happier relationship if you're both taking care of yourselves, for yourself, for each other. You know, you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you, for them. So it's like selfishly selfless or selflessly selfish. It can go either way. Again, I don't know if that answered the question at
Absolutely.
all.
You're strengthening the bond with the bond that you're strengthening.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like your bond with that gym is gonna strengthen the bond with your partner because your partner is gonna look at you like, yeah, they're taking care of themselves. They want to
yeah.
get better for us, like for what we're building together, the foundation.
Yeah, and I've talked about this before too. It's like it's not the body that's sexy; it's the person who's taking care of themselves that's sexy. You know, so like if somebody's really getting out of shape in the relationship, it's a lot of times not, oh, I'm not attracted to you anymore because of how you look. It's you're losing attraction because of how the person's treating themselves and how they're viewing themselves and how they're carrying themselves, which then turns into a more negative attitude about things because they're not taking care of themselves, so they're going to project that onto everybody else. So it's not always about the body. It's like it's sexy to see somebody like pay attention to what they eat. It's sexy to see somebody who's like, yeah, I want to get stronger. Like they hit a PR. Like, hey, let's go for a walk outside. Like this inside is depressing me, and I can see it's affecting you. Let's go. That's what's discipline is sexy. Not psychotic discipline. I'm so far from like, you know, it's funny. Like I don't want to say certain words because it reminds me of like those people discipline, and it's like, do you have any fun? It's just you seem very angry about your discipline.
Yeah, yeah,
You
that's the
don't seem
last thing
very
that we're.
free from your discipline.
Yeah, like you said, that discipline will give you everything that you want, but you can still wiggle around with your discipline. You can still wiggle around with it. And a lot of and that goes to the spectrum of coaching, where a lot of our clients they want to be so disciplined where they're turned on all the way, where it's more like a dimmer. Like you turn down the dim a little bit, and you'll see better results. It doesn't have to be all the way off. It doesn't have to be all the way on, but somewhere in the middle, you'll see more results because you're going to end up being more consistency or consistent. Those consistency compounds will grow over time, and you'll pour into those buckets more.
Yeah, I love the analogy of a trained dog when it comes to like discipline equaling freedom. So you take a dog who's non-trained, will not respond to your voice and not come back to you, and you take him out somewhere. You got to have him on a leash. Like this thing gets away, he's not coming back. Where this really trained, disciplined dog has all the freedom in the world to run around that park because you say, and that dog comes right back. So which one's actually free? We always say like all these rules, and that's all. It seems the opposite of freedom, and it's like no, the rules give you freedom. If there were no rules on the road, you would not have the freedom to be able to drive somewhere expecting to get there safely. You know, there's so it's establishing rules for your life, rituals that you participate in, which, like we talked about before, that's what got me through me not becoming a complete slob over that year was that I had routines and rules like this is just what I do for breakfast. This is what my lunch looks like. It allowed having some guardrails allow more freedom. You know, somebody has no rules for their life, no rituals, no routines. You can picture somebody in your head physically. You can picture somebody in your head where they're at emotionally or mentally if they just live with zero rules, zero rituals, zero guardrails. We're all picturing something in our head, you know. Um, so they're important.
They give you freedom.
They give you freedom.
And that's ultimate what we want in life is freedom to do what we want.
Yeah,
Do the necessary things that make us happy.
yeah, yeah. It's like do your work when it's time to do your work. And this was something I just said about the other day. Your ability to enjoy relaxing is so far enhanced when you did the work. Like that's the key to it. Most people they're spending the weekend doing nothing because it's like, oh, work sucks. This was awful. I just need to relax. And there's no rejuvenation from sitting around on the couch all day watching TV. You might think there is, and there's not. Then you're miserable for Monday because you didn't experience life at all on the weekend. So now your entire life is going to work, and then on the weekend, just like getting hammered possibly with friends or just sitting around doing nothing. When you get the stuff done that you need to get done, now you have this ability to relax because there's not anything on your mind that you should be doing. You know what I mean? How many times you're sitting around like, I got to get my workout in. And you delay it, you delay it, you delay it. And all day, you can't really truly relax because you're like, "Ah, there's still time. Okay, I can get the workout in later. I should go for a walk. I should do this. I should do that." You're not fully relaxed. But you do the thing that you knew you should have done it or even wanted to do potentially. Now it's like, cool, I got my workout in, I got my walk in, did some meal prep. Now I can truly relax because I got all my stuff done. And that's what I experienced this past weekend. It was great. It was like, got my workout in, got my 4 workouts in done by Saturday, Sunday. If I'm feeling like going for a run, I can. Otherwise, I can just relax, enjoy my day. Nothing is on my plate. House is clean, food's prep, workouts done. Beautiful.
Life, having freedom.
Yeah.
Man, that's what we're building for, man. That it just sounds. Listening to you talk about those things, listen them out. It just sounds like that was just an expression of freedom. Like it was
Yeah.
like a monkey just went whoof off your back, and you were
Yeah.
just enjoying that day. Didn't matter what you could have done anything, and you would have been happy doing it.
Anything. Anything. So yeah, there's absolutely freedom in that discipline. There's freedom in structure. There's freedom in rules for your life and ritual. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's can go anywhere. You stay up late at night because it's your final chance to unwind, and you scroll and you get shitty sleep. Well, now you're captive to being tired all day the next day. You know, having a sleep routine gives you the freedom to have energy during the day. It gives you the freedom to have no brain fog. It gives you it gives you all that freedom. You know, it's like we are so captive to our inaction and we don't even realize it.
Makes you we take that action note right there. Take a step back and notice some shit right there. Damn, that was tough. What questions you have for me, Jimmy?
Do I have questions for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
How much do you love me?
Very much so to be taking a phone call at
You're right.
whatever time you called me today. Of course,
Yeah, that was
hell yeah, I'm gonna
early for
talk to
you.
Jimmy right now. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. Don't
I absolutely
don't
adore you, my
DM
friend.
me when you got my phone number. I don't know. I learned a lot about you even more this morning, man. How are you enjoying life right now? Are you feeling good? You feeling like you're in a rut? You feeling like in this transition? What are you excited about?
Other than the last 2 months prior to what I said earlier, my dad with the stroke, my neighbor just lost his mom too. So like this whole like 2 months has been like cleaning stuff out and helping, rearrange stuff and all of that type of jam, chaos, all the fun stuff with that. But other than that, I mean, fuck, my lifts have been a lot better lately too. I mean, because of all that, they took a couple dips here and there, but no, being more social. For the longest time, I wasn't. Like, yes, I go to seminars, but I wasn't social here.
Yeah.
Being more social now, going out more, and just trying to enjoy life a little more. Book some trips later on this year.
Nice. Where
So
you heading?
finally gonna get out to Green Bay, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
finally.
there?
My Packers, my Green Bay Packers.
Ah, okay. Just for okay.
Yeah, my Green Bay Packers, my beloved Green Bay Packers. For those that don't know, I do own them. I do have a share in them. Dumb little paper that I paid $300 for to say you own the team, Phil. And I tell everybody, yes, I'm the owner with the proud chest sticking out. That's the inside
Yeah,
joke
you
with
get some
that. But
dividend checks every now and then, or
I
what?
get absolutely none of that. I do get invited to. I get invited to go to to vote on VPs and this and that, those types of things, but no money at all. But to say, hey, that I own them is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Growing up here in LA, we didn't have a team for except for like 20 years. The Rams had left and they came back, but I stuck with the Packers when I was young, so they became my team. And I've never been to Green Bay, so I finally get out there later this year to go watch them and the Bears in December. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not coaching football this year. Football season is starting right now for high school. I'd be in the thick of it right now, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
It's more relaxed for me right now, and
yeah.
just focusing on what little improvements that I can do on my little business here. And the cannabis stuff is there, and doing fun stuff with that, and meeting people all the time there. That's always fun.
Yeah, that's definitely something I want to. You say being social locally, because I'm sure people can gather from looking at my social media. I'm alone or with my son. I'm not doing things socially, but it was something this past year. Really thinking about just getting some men together and not just like the hey, let's get together have a beer, but like hey, come to the house. Somebody different can bring a bottle of something if you want to try something, but just to talk and have that community because I don't really have a lot of that locally. I have much more surface friendships locally, um, with incredibly few and far between actually getting together and doing stuff. I'm typically just here, you know. I've been enjoying going for the runs. I don't have the runs going for runs. I just want to clarify that with one buddy, and now that's rolling into like another buddy that wants to go for a run, and my brother um, likes runs, so trying to do those types of things a little bit more. So that's awesome that you are getting more social locally. It's something I feel like I could start bringing back into my life a little bit more.
We have Alex to thank for that. 18, Alex McBrady. He's crushing that phenomenal. It started with the salsa dancing. Now he has a run group now. I talk about my buddy Frankie Escobedo every so often. He has a run club, and those things it invigorates people to do stuff. It's community. It's culture. It's those things, and we got to do a better job of that. Back in the day, there was men clubs, there was bowling clubs, there was those things, and those things they're not existent anymore, and we should be
There's
having them.
literally within walking distance to me, it was called growing up the men's club. And that's what it was. Like these adult men met up. There's like a little bar there. Like what I don't know what the hell they did. There's probably some mob ties to it. We are in New Jersey, but
That's why I want to go to
yeah, the
Jersey.
men's club. Like this stuff. Yeah, we don't have that. And a lot of times it's just like BS drinking, But to be able to like get up, do something active with a group of guys, have conversation with a group of guys, share your struggles. Um, that is so key that I think a lot of men are missing. So that's awesome that you're doing that. I need it.
Try to do a little more of it. I'm gonna be on you about that. I'm gonna be on you. Let's see what your run club is going on now, Jimmy. What's your run
Yeah,
club doing, Jimmy? Hey, Jimmy, I
yeah.
see what your
Well,
run club. You expect those.
when you're meeting up with your friends, just like have me on, like hang your phone on your chest and have me on FaceTime, so I'm seeing the same thing you are, and then I can just be part of your group.
I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna buy a specific one for Jimmy to have it right here. I'm gonna
They'll
do
all be
that.
like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
Oh, he's
I'm
going for the
like,
run with us, and it's just a bouncing screen for you all day.
I like it. We'll get you some meta glasses so I can get a real good view of what you're seeing, and
Those
then
things are so
just
sick.
a giant iPad strapped to your chest like a weight vest so everybody can see me.
Yeah, those meta glasses are ridiculously cool.
They are cool. I'm like, I was curious about getting them, and then I'm like, am I really going to use them? Am I not?
I think you.
Am I a tool if I'm out in public with no one? Like, people probably know their cameras and they're wondering, like, are you recording me right now?
Yeah,
Like, I
that would
don't
be the
want
only
to.
crappy thing. Sure.
Yeah, like, it'd be cool for, like, you're out on a run and you get that little view or whatever, but I wouldn't want people feeling insecure that I'm videotaping them. That'd be the only reason.
Yeah, yeah, that would be cart narcs right there, 100%.
Dude, I can't get enough of them.
Oh, dude, that guy gives me so much anxiety, but I love it so much. Like I
His
feel like he's gonna get his ass kicked every single time.
his delivery of just like, hey, what's going on, man? Are you having a hard time putting your cart back? Oh no, we don't do that around here. Here we go. I'm Pete Joe Hansberry from the Cart Community Watch, whatever the freaking name is. Yeah, man. Oh no, you're not gonna beat my ass. You're not gonna get out of the car. You're not gonna do anything. You're actually not gonna do anything, sir. You should put your car back.
Yeah. No,
You're gonna
what I love is like you said that 4 times already. It's not gonna happen
yeah.
when he tells him that. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
when he puts that sticker on the car, like, you're not going to put that on. Actually, yes, I am, sir. I'm going to put that right there on your car. Let everybody know. he
Actually,
just,
and then he'll be like, "That's not the definition of destroying my property or whatever." He's
yeah,
like, "I
yeah.
didn't do anything to it."
He just sounds like a newscaster. Hey, we're over here today at the parking lot of Acme on 74th and 15th.
That is exactly. If you know, if anybody who's listening to this has never seen Cart Narcs, go watch a couple episodes, couple clips on it. You'll laugh your ass off. It's pretty good. And be a good person. Take your cart back. That's exactly
Take
what
your
he's talking
car
about.
back.
It's the principle. Take your cart back.
Yeah. It's so weird that people don't do that. I feel like we could talk for hours about these things.
Oh, for sure.
It's such
That
a
you can.
strange thing.
Yeah, that one's a weird one. I don't want anybody dinging my car. I always take it back.
That's
Literally in
it.
my head now, when I'm taking a cart back, I'm like, not today, cart narcs, not today. And I'm just pushing that thing back. You're not gonna catch me. I'm putting my cart back.
I'm gonna confront you right now, Phil. If your motivation to put it back is solely to not get called out by cart narcs, then I'm questioning your integrity and your character.
Well, he changed my view. It's not today. It's not today.
Yeah, I'm like grabbing other carts and I'm putting them all back like I fucking work there. I'm like,
He's really in your head.
no, it's just how I am. It's like I've always put it back, but then like you'll see people just pop it up on the curb and a little median between two spots, and I'm like, I'll get it. Put it back. Yeah, and then like a place like Aldi, I never like you have to put a quarter in
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
the cart. I never push it back to get the quarter in. I leave it for the next person so that they can get a free cart, whatever. And I always, if somebody's pulling a cart back, I'll offer them the quarter. Like, I'll take the cart. Here you go. And I'm always a little bit surprised when somebody's like, "Oh, thank you," and they take the quarter. I don't know why. I'm like, because when it's happened to me, I'm like, no, keep the quarter. I don't want the quarter. Like it's
This man just gave me a quarter for my cart out of nowhere.
yeah. I'm like, keep the quarter. Like somebody's like, "Oh, thank you," and they take the quarter. I'm always like, that's weird. But yeah,
Put your
yeah.
cart.
I mean, and it's funny too. Like just because you're getting the quarterback, that makes people put it back. But I don't think it's really just the quarter. It's like I'm a
It's
real jerk if
it's
I'm not putting this back.
it's only at Aldi's you get that quarterback. Remember,
Only at Aldi.
only at
I
Aldi's.
love Aldi.
I have like three of them around me. It's an awesome little store.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody has anything negative to say about it. And those little protein puff things are fantastic. The little like mini cheese puffs.
Oh, I've never tried those.
Oh, dude, eat 2 to 45 grams of protein in 200 calories of little
Wow,
cheese puffs, and they have like a jalapeno cheddar. They're these little mini cheese. You could crush that whole bag, 200 calories, 40 plus grams of protein.
you say spicy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the jalapeno cheddar's good.
Okay, I'm gonna
And then they
check
have
it
a
out.
regular cheddar cheese. But yeah, where like the protein bars and stuff are, those have been a nice go-to snack when you just want to like. It's literally just a protein shake. When you look at the ingredients, it's a protein shake that they just made into little balls and sprinkled fairy dust on them.
Well, some
Yeah,
people like sprinkled balls of fairy dust. They
I
eat 'em.
love sprinkling fairy dust on my. Wait, what? I'm sorry. I think I misheard you. What was the question?
This is awesome. That's not a question. That's just a statement.
Okay, never mind. My bad. I was just thinking something else. That was
Uh,
my own issues. Um, yeah,
oh, Jimmy. This was phenomenal, sir. I'm gonna let you go now.
I
I'm
enjoyed
gonna
it.
get some stuff done here before I got a couple clients coming in.
Yeah, do you have to take a nap or anything? Do you
Yeah, I'll get
sleep?
to that in a little bit. Yeah, I'll get to
I'll
that.
get to that.
That'll be fine. I'll get to that. But I
Man.
can't thank you enough for your time, letting me be a little vulnerable, having
No,
a
thank you,
great
man.
conversation. We had a great one earlier this morning, and I felt like we should just put something on so people can pick up some tidbits. There were some tidbits that you threw out there. I'll put them in the show notes on certain things. We'll put your media on there. We'll get more people to follow you, all that other fun stuff. We'll get you out here to LA at some point. It'll be another 20 years. We'll get you back out here.
Dude, you're always paradise over here. I'm by myself in this house, in this back cold plunge, sauna, gym. You can come out anytime. But yeah, no, I definitely want to get out there.
Well, I'm definitely going to take you up on that. I do want to hang out in Jersey, like I said. So this is
Dude,
a spot I want to go see.
time.
I'll hit you up about that.
Anytime. It's so easy hanging out here. The city's right there. The beach is right there. If we want, we can hold hands on a sun. Wait,
You're
maybe we
intriguing
won't
me now
hold
to go
hands
out
on
there.
a
Please stop
sunset.
doing that. Now you're flirting with me, and yeah,
Yeah,
go on, continue. I should say.
I'm gonna provide you the best date of your life. It's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful date. Yeah, sunrise in the city, sunset at the beach. Actually, we don't have sunset at the beach here. We'll do sunrise at the beach.
Oh, excellent. Okay, well, now we're
Sunset.
talking.
Yeah, brother. Well, thank you, man. I really did enjoy it. I love you, man, and I'm glad we got to do this.
I greatly appreciate your time. If there's anything I can do for you, I'll do it. Let me know.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Thank you. Be good humans.